Alright guys, here's a flight review of the Witespy quad. I have the version with the Naza controller. You can see the basic Naza controller minus the GPS, but this is how it comes from Witespy. So it's very cool. It comes pre-built, pre-assembled, Naza's preset. So yeah, I'm flying with a DX8 today, and I'm gonna show you guys how it flies. Second flight with this Witespy quad so far. It has, I believe this is a WC frame or VC frame. We got the Witespy motors, the ESCs, got a little LED light that comes with it, so you turn it on there. It helps you know that what's the front. Got a nice clear dome to protect the Naza controller, and also adds the little UFO look to it. One thing I don't like about this quad is the way they mounted the LED. I would prefer this blinking LED to be more of in the rear or facing down, because when it's on the side, I kind of would think this is in the rear sometimes, because usually with my quads I have the DJI BEC and the LED facing in the back, you know, so when I'm flying it tail in, I know exactly where it's at. But I'm flying with a 2200 3-cell LiPo. I'm using a Dean's to the XT60 connectors. But what I do like about this one is the way they put the mesh. It's very nice and clean. It doesn't have that very cheap look. Frame's actually pretty strong, you know. I can flex it a little bit, but it's very strong. Also, landing gears are adjustable, so you loosen up these, and you can also make it taller or lower depending on what you have underneath the Witespy quad. So let me spool it up. Let's see. Make sure I have my basic gyros correctly. Forgot which switch I had it. I believe it's this one right here. Alright, I'm in altitude. So, there we go. Arm it. Very simple. One thing about this Naza controller is with the clear dome, I noticed when I was flying it outside in the sun kind of got to the left side of the Naza controller, which will cause the altitude hold to kind of pretty much go up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's what I don't like about the clear dome, but a little bit of black tape will fix the Naza controller right up. You can see in the air, looks very nice, kind of like a flying spider, kind of maybe. Not bad for out of the box setup. No adjustments or anything like this. The self level works very good. You can see gains are a little high on the roll. You can see how it does that right there. It stops really quick, but it kind of overshoots a little bit, so the gains are a little high. Elevators is a little good, but the roll gain's a little high. Not bad for out the box though. See, the yaw's very good. Rudder authority. Not a bad package, but for the price, it's okay. You could probably build one yourself for a little bit cheaper, but to have a package that comes pre-assembled, pre-set up, you can't really go wrong with the Witespy quad right here. You can see I'm flying it nose in, got the blue light up front. Need to calibrate the gyros a little bit, because right now, hands off, it drifts a little bit to its right, and there's no wind. I'm flying inside a warehouse. You can see here, no wind at all, but you see hands off, it drifts off a little bit to the right and front. So I guess during the calibration process when they were doing it, or out the box, I'm not even sure if they calibrated or not, but it does drift off a little bit. And for a beginner, that could be a little bit hard when you're trying to learn how to fly, because you know, you're not used to having a quadcopter or a multi-rotor kind of drift off on you. But good thing I know how to fly, so I could just apply a little bit of left aileron and, you know, stop it from moving to the side. To me, this quad is actually a little too easy to fly, because it has a Naza controller, and pretty much if you're new to the hobby, this Naza controller is pretty much the best to get, the best bang for the buck, because it's just very simple to set up. You hook it up, you read the manual, and that's about it. Simple gain adjustments. There's no really PID adjustments to mess with like the other controllers. I believe the X-Aircraft, the multi-week controllers, that's not really beginner friendly in my opinion, because it takes a lot of work and tweaking. Wall stop. Boom. That's pretty cool. I like doing that. Go forward at something and then just pull back, apply some throttle. You can see altitude hold works very good. So let me show you guys the altitude hold with the Naza controller. Oh, you know what it's doing right now? It's drifting off a little bit. So, that was pretty weird. But yeah, let me see 50% throttle. Bring it up any height you want. Let me see just about eye level or past eye level to be safe. 50% throttle. And you can see right now, I'm not even touching the throttle and it's just staying at one altitude. I do have to apply a little bit of right and back sticks on the right side, the elevator and the aileron, to kind of keep it from, you know, sliding to the right, just because the sensors were not was probably not calibrated on a level surface. The table could have been off, whatnot. See, I'm underneath the quad. Let me bring it down just to demonstrate the altitude. You can see, very cool. Let's do some puros over here. You guys are probably saying, hey, fly it over the cars over there. Ah, just kidding, guys. I'm not gonna fly it over the cars. Come on, that's just nuts. I'll fly by the Raptors over here if you guys want to see those. My favorite truck, the Ford Raptor. Let's see, very stable. Come on, if I could fly this, it's almost anybody can fly. It's very, very little correction, no expo, no dual rate adjustment, and it's just very easy and stable to fly. One thing you guys could do in the future, if you guys do want to upgrade it or get the upgraded package, is to get the GPS. What the GPS does is it allows the the Naza controller to be locked in, so when you're flying it, you can set the orientation control, you can do return to home. So, you know, you're flying outside with the GPS signals, you let go of the sticks, it will lock into one position and stay there if you ever lose control. Or you can set the intelligent orientation control, or I believe the IOC. So if you're flying it, no matter which way the front is facing, if you move forward on the sticks, it will go forward on the sticks, which is good for beginners even more. We got the Raptors over here. Witespy versus Raptor, or spying on the Raptors over here. Or how about the CBR 600 and the Ninja 600 over here? It would be pretty cool to have a camera on there and just kind of get nice little aerials. Very stable. Flight time actually seems pretty long. I think I've flown for a good over 6 minutes, and the BSC is not even blinking red yet. So I'm gonna just land it because the video is probably getting way too long. You guys are probably getting way too bored. But you know, all in all, good flying quad. Motors are a little bit warm, so you can't really swing larger props, and I would say any payload over a few ounces is just way too much for these little motors. But stock setup, if you guys are planning to put a small keychain camera or do FPV, I would say this package is actually really good to get, because it has a clear dome, it's just cheap, it's ready to go for you guys. Without, if you guys are new to the hobby, you would not have to worry about, did you build it right, did you set it up right, because it comes fully built, you know, from Witespy, which is very good. Now, one thing I mentioned earlier in the video is the Naza controller. With this clear dome, when you're flying outside in a very, very bright sun, if the sun hits the left side of this controller, it kind of affects the barometers, because when you're flying it in the sun, with the sun shining directly on the left side of this quad, it will kind of drop and then climb and then drop and climb, and it makes it very, very hard to fly. And if you're trying to figure out what's wrong with it, it's the sun getting into the barometer sensors. So if you guys are having issues with your Witespy, or in the future if you guys do have the issue, just take some black tape and cover up the sides of the Naza controller, and that's pretty much it. Let me unplug the battery to be safe, because we always want to unplug the batteries when you're holding and touching it, just in case anything does happen. These props don't spool up, hit you in the face, hit you in the hand, hit whatever, because it's gonna hurt, because these are pretty large props. They're durable plastic. I believe these are the jump fan blades, so you know, it is flexible, but it will cut you, so it's gonna hurt. Turn off this light to conserve some battery. So all in all, oh, also you can see it also comes rigged with a 12-volt out. So if you want to install some 12-volt LEDs on the side, it does come with this already pre-soldered onto the harness itself. So it's outside LED light friendly in the future. If you guys want to add some more orientation lights to give it that night flying look, which is a good feature. I kind of lost a screw here, so I think I have to go find it. Not sure if this is Loctited from the factory or not, but yeah, I have a few of these screws laying around, so that's not too big of an issue. But yeah, good flying quad, I like it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and remember, if you guys like this review, leave a comment of what you guys like. Also subscribe if you guys want to see more videos like this. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. And how do I turn this camera off?